Okay, coming live again from Future House Therapy Centre's opening day. I'd like to thank John Levis for earlier's session. I'd like to now introduce Mr. Colin T. Fisher with his Law of Attraction seminar. What's it called?
Business Life Success.
Business Life Success. So bring Colin in.
Thank you
very much.
Thank you. Well, first of all, I'd like to thank, we're live, so anybody listening in, see if you can stay along. If you need the manual later, I'm not going to go like this. Usually when I'm doing a live, I usually have to go get my glasses on and see who's pinging in. So a little bit about me. I'm the author of this best-selling book, Dreams to Reality. It's a reason I call it best-selling book, because I've just got another 1,000 ordered and the best start selling. So just to kind of set the scene, I'm going to tell you about a workshop. It's on the back anyway, so it's pretty obvious. I'm going to tell you a little bit, if that's okay with you, at the end about a little bit more about what I do and where you can go to get more of me, if that's what you choose to do. Would that be okay, everybody? Yeah? Okay. All right. So let's begin. Who's heard of The Secret? Yeah. Who's heard of Law of Attraction? Yeah, it's a pretty good mix there. The majority of people have. Okay, so that's the area I specialise in. I do have a background. I've been in the therapy business for more years than I'm going to even mention here. I used to have a practice in Manchester called the Manchester Hypnotherapy Centre. I love this. You never get out of it working with one-to-one with people. And obviously when I do group stuff, I do one-to-one stuff. But my main focus is speaking and training. So I've got an entrepreneurial background. I've worked for myself since I was 20. I'm not going to let you do the maths either. So, right. So is everybody ready to take off? Everybody settled in?
Are we on a plane?
You could be. buckle in. Okay.
Bookings for Flying Phobias taken down.
Okay. So this is an interactive workshop. So the more you interact, the more you'll get from it. If you're just going to sit there and and start to dissect things, you're likely to get very little from it. And I say that genuinely. So it's an interactive. So hence the reason you've got a pen and a manual. I'm saying that at the beginning because, as I said to you, I did a presentation a few weeks ago. 70 people, 10 of the management who were running the company did not get involved. All right. So there you go. Okay. So let's begin. So who by a show of hands has ever caught himself using words like coincidence, serendipity, synchronicity, fate, karma, meant to be? Or you may have caught yourself saying it came to mass, but just raise your hand if you've actually experienced that. Yeah, we all have, haven't we? But what about one of those times where somebody's mentioned a subject that you've never heard of? You've gone home. There's a TV documentary on about it. Who's experienced that? See, that's a law of attraction too. So when you're saying that's so coincidental, so serendipitous or synchronicity, or, oh, that's weird, or that's mad, you could have been saying that's so law of attraction. Now, I know it's nobody in this room, but who by a show of hands knows somebody who seems to keep attracting the negative over and over again? They're always moaning, they can't get clients. When they get clients, they can't keep them. They can't build a business. They're blaming the government. They're blaming everybody. You know somebody, yeah? We all know. So if they sat at the side of you, by the way, don't look round. Okay, so what's all that about? How can a kind, generous, caring, loving person possibly attract negative things into their life? Well, when we're all being honest with ourselves, we're all attracting some of the negative and some of the positive. Would you agree? Yeah? So the problem arises is when we're attracting more of this negative and less of the positive. So in the next 19 minutes, I'm going to show you why you're attracting the negative, how to stop attracting the negative and start attracting more of the positive. Say yes if you think that's a great idea. Yes. Okay, so to do that, I'm going to use what we call accelerated techniques. So if you turn that sentence around, slice and dice it, that's techniques that allow you to learn at an accelerated rate. Does that sound cool? Okay. And I may repeat myself. And in doing so, my promise to you is that when you pay attention here today, you're going to change your vibe, change your vibration permanently, unlock in this information for life in the ways that you can, in a heartbeat, tap into it. Say yes if you think that's a good idea. Yes. Yeah. See, because I can see a few of you, I'm basically going to ask you to say yes or no a few times. Would that be okay? Yes. Yeah? I might ask you to raise your hand or, write a few things down in the manual, because I can see a few have already been peeping at the manual, not giving the answer. And as I said, my promise to you is that when you pay attention here today and get involved and interact, you're going to change your vibe permanently. Okay, so what's the law of attraction all about? Different people have different things. Most people who have read The Secret actually did bring it into the forefront, but the law of attraction, well, it's been around forever. I first dropped on it in the 90s, reading the book Think and Grow Rich. I didn't really get a grip of it then, but I started to study it and I've changed. You do different things, but everybody's got their own slant on it. But what I can say is what I'm going to share with you today is just putting things into a process. When you were born, right at the beginning, you already know this stuff. That's my take on it. That's my belief. You may agree or disagree. That's okay. We've got look how a baby, look how a child navigates through the world, how they get what they want, how they pick up, they can tell when to tune in. That's really what we're doing to allow the natural stuff to come into your life. So a description of the law of attraction states I attract to myself, my life and my business, whatever I give my energy, attention and focus to. I'd like to open your manual. If you've got it on to the first page. Does that sound like a great concept? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay, let me finish the sentence. Whether negative or positive. Now that changed it up a little bit. Let me repeat that back to you. I attract to myself, my life and my business, whatever I give my energy, attention and focus to, whether negative or positive. What I'd like you to do in your manual is just double underline the word negative. Double underline, because we're going to come back to that. Okay, so what's the law of attraction all about? The law of attraction is all about vibes. Okay, so vibes is a short description of the word, anybody? Vibration. Well, excuse me. Vibration is not an everyday office or home word we use, so we tend to use the word vibe because it's a shorter, trendy, groovy word. So in the vibrational world, there are two vibes. How many vibes are there?
Two.
Can we, everybody? How many vibes are there?
Two.
There's a negative and a...
Positive.
Okay, so vibe is simply a mood or a feeling. Can anybody tell me when we experience a mood or a feeling?
All the time.
All the time, thank you. Yeah, all the time. Right now and right now and right now, we're all experiencing a mood or a feeling. We're sending out a vibration. Okay, and the law of attraction is peeking in, it's checking in on that vibration that you're sending out. And here's a word, you might want to write this down. The consistent vibe that you're sending out. And it's giving you more of the same. It's actually... it's literally matching that vibration. See, the law of attraction has a job description, a bit like my friend, and it's funny because the other guy that was here earlier, my friend used to be an MP, and then he became mayor. Prince Charles did tell me not to drop names, but I couldn't resist it. Pause, that was a joke. Now, his job description was like this, it's like telephone books. So raise your hand if you've had a job description. We've all had a job description where it says you're going to do this and all the above. Yeah, it's always more, isn't there, to it? But law of attraction has a job description. It's two words. I want you to repeat this after me. It's to match. Vibration. It sees a vibration, matches it. Hears a vibration, matches it. Feels a vibration, matches it. Senses a vibration and matches it. It's like a factory robot. Now, do you think it says, tell you what, let's leave these negative ones out. Do you think it says that? Yes or no? No. Do you think it says, let's just focus on the positive? No, it doesn't. All as it does is match that consistent vibration that you're sending out. You've heard the saying, the smile you send out always returns 1,000-fold. Or what you think about, you bring about. See, the law of attraction is the thing. It's not bothered what you were thinking, thinking about 5 minutes, 5 days, 5 hours, 5 years ago. And unlike, the karma, please try to convince you that it keeps a file folder. It doesn't. Okay? Here's the best bit. It's not bothered what religion you are, and it's not bothered what race you are. Because very so often we get caught up in that. So it's not bothered. All it does is match that consistent vibration you're sending out wherever you're from, whatever race you are, whatever colour you are, whatever your religion is, it matches that. It's not bothered whether you're educated at Halifax or Harvard, whether you've got money in the bank or you're skint. All it does is match that consistent vibration. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. See, the thing is this is what we call becoming a deliberate attractor. See, I can't prove to you that the law of attraction exists. I can't give it to you on a plate, serve it to you in a pint pot or in a test tube. But the one thing I will say is that when you leave here today, if you've not already experienced it, and I know that everybody in this room has, whether they're consciously aware of it or not, the parking space, it's there, the yellow car, you buy a yellow car, nobody's got one, and all of a sudden you start seeing it. But once you leave here today, maybe on the way home, maybe as you get in bed tonight, maybe a day or two from now, you go, oh God, that's it. And you might hear the sound of my voice. In fact, you can't not hear the sound of my voice in your head. that's just saying that's a law of attraction. The more you actually begin to, associate with it and relax with it, the more it will come about. So that sense of ease is going to come rather than that too much drive, too much push. There's a time to push, and there's a time to kind of what I call go with the flow. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yeah.
Because we're in that world, aren't we, where everything outside is all this is results based and one thing, which is fine to a certain degree, but you can only do so much. And that's where places like this, fortunately, the Future House Therapy Centre are, a good thing for people to come, let go of stress, let go of pain, let go of a phobia, a fear, stop smoking, lose weight, whatever it is. There's always going to be that, because we're not all the same, we're not all thinking the same. Some people seem to walk through life, other people, we've all got it, and we've all got some kind of a challenge that's going to come on throughout our lifetime. Okay, so what I'd like to imagine, if you would, imagine in my hand, I've got a vibrational meter reader. Okay, everybody imagining that? I know it's a phone. Okay, so imagine waking up in the morning. You ever woke up in the morning and you go, oh, I couldn't be bothered getting out of bed. Who's ever slept in? Just raise your hand if you ever slept in. I said, sorry. And if sometimes you do need to sleep in, but most of the time you don't feel anything. It's not going to raise you. You go like that, you go, you say, sorry, I'm staying in bed. It's not going to change things, is it? Here's the thing. What about if you've got a date coming down the drive and you pull back the curtains and you scan the date and it goes, woo! You open the door, and if it doesn't, it goes, you let the curtain go back and pretend you're not in. Not that anybody's ever done that in here. What about the vicar that's going to perform the wedding ceremony? Okay, the doctor that's going to prescribe the drugs, the surgeon that's going to operate on you, the electrician that's going to rewire your house, the plumber that's going to sort your gas leak, the mechanic that's going to fix your dodgy brakes. Can you imagine by lunchtime, we'd all be our backsies, wouldn't we? But if you can have one, a vibrational meter reader, just raise your hand if you'd have one. Come on, play along with me. We'd all have one, wouldn't we? Well, I've got some bad news. I've got some good news, which is even better news. The bad news is there's no such thing as a vibrational meter reader. But the good news, which is even better news, you've already got your own internal vibrational meter reader, your own internal guidance system. Can anybody tell me what it is? It's the F word. I don't mean Gordon Ramsay's kitchen nightmares either. Can anybody tell me what it is? Raise your hand if you know what it is. What have you got that lets you know moment by moment? It's your feelings there. Your feelings are there to let you know moment by moment by moment, where you're at. That's literally everything comes down to how you feel about it. Whether you're visual, with your aura, all that kind of stuff, it all comes down when you pare it down to how you feel about it. Okay. So, it's like when you get up in the morning, you get out of bed, you stub your toe, you go downstairs, you burn your toast, okay? You get a cup of coffee and you spill it all over your shirt or your blouse. I was hoping Matt would be here, because I was going to ask the question, are you still wearing blouses, Matt? But I don't know anybody well enough to say that. So, what's the other guy, Steve? He'd have been okay, wouldn't he? Miller. The weight loss guy. He so
apologies to you if you see that.
Yeah, if you're watching this, Steve. Listen, I've watched some of his posts and he gets near the bone, so I think he'd have probably found it okay. So you get outside, you get to your car, you put the wipers on your car, and the birds poops on your car. Well, we all know what that's like, don't we? You get onto the highway, it's chock, it's like a car park. You eventually get into work, there's no spots to park your car. So you think, well, you know what, we've all done this. You park your car, you think, I'll nip up, open up, and open the post and come back down and move it. There's a slot, you're up there, you're opening the brown envelopes, there's bill after bill, maybe there's an answer phone message, a client's cancelled, somebody doesn't want your services anymore. You think, oh, God, listen, and then you look down, is there any form of traffic wardens in here? No? So the proverbial traffic warden sticking a ticket on your car and you go, oh my God. Or you may say something even worse, probably. And you go into what we call a downward spiral. Does everybody know what a downward spiral is? Where one negative thought connects to another. Before you know where you are, you're in the depths of despair. What I want you to do, if you look at your manual, you'll see there above the line and below the line. Now, when we're below, most people, I know a lot of people who actually live below the line. And they'll pop their head, we might call it above the parapet, and just get on the line where things are just kind of ticking over, and then they'll go back down. So give me some kind of expressions, because we've all felt down in our life. We've all been, on that low point. What kind of expressions would you be saying? I want you, everybody who's in the room, just to write these on the lower part. Give me some expressions when you're feeling down. Just shout them out.
Fed up.
Fed up. Write them down if you would, please. Yeah. Anybody else?
What's the point?
What's the point? Go lower still.
Can't be bothered.
Can't be bothered.
I'm no good. I'm no good. I don't say that about presents.
Yeah. Okay. So when you're feeling, let me give you a few examples. When you're feeling down, maybe feeling depressed, and in some cases, unfortunately, people where they felt suicidal, you know, they've gone that low. That's the lowest I would say you could probably go. So when you're feeling, you know, hurt, pain, shame, tingling, there are over 1,000 different negative distinctions of negative like feelings, negative vibes. Say yes if you think that's too many. Yeah, it is, isn't it? Okay, so what about when you get up in the morning and you're feeling good, you're on top of the world, you jump out of bed. Who's read The Magic? The book The Magic? Is it you? It's the sequel to The Secret. And she talks in there about, she's putting process into it, unlike The Secret. And where you get out of bed and you go, thank you. You know, like, thank you. Gratitude. Well, gratitude, if you did nothing else, if you didn't read any books or anything, if you got up every morning and was thankful for everything that you've got, the house, the clothes you wear, the shower, you know, the flowers in your garden, whatever it was you give thanks for. I mean, Einstein reportedly said thank you 1,000 times a day, thanks to his staff, thanks to his whatever. That gratitude, be grateful for where you are now, would bring everything you'd ever want in your life. But say yes if you think that's like a good idea. Yeah, it is, isn't it? But we're so driven, aren't we? We're all there. I could stand here all day and tell you a lot of different stories about that. Going for that, you know, going for this, going for the car, going for the big, all that kind of stuff, which is fine. But it's when it takes it over. Because when you get a car, when you get a nice car, whatever it is to you, it's irrelevant whether it's a Beetle or a Bentley, you get that car, how long does it take before that car just becomes a car? Yeah. You might get, you go moving to a new house, how long does it take before it just becomes a house? Because the kind of external things, even though they're all coming from the spiritual world, so it's about what we're looking to do is align ourselves with feeling better, feeling good more often. Does that make sense to everybody? Yeah? Okay, so you get up in the morning, you get out of bed, you say thank you, you get in the shower, you're singing. I'm not going to do my way here because we're live. You're singing in the shower. You go downstairs, your breakfast is made, if you're lucky, and you get out, get your coffee, and you get in your car, straight to work. Not one spot, but 3 spots. Imagine that. You sail upstairs, you start looking through, you've got a check. Well, you don't do checks these days, do they? But, you know, somebody's booked on your course, somebody's booked your surface. Ladies, it might be a box of chocolates. Guys, it might be a ticket to a boxing match or something along those lines. And you go to yourself, life is good, and I'm on a... Anybody?
Roll.
I'm on a roll. Who's been on a roll? Who'd like to get on a roll more often? Okay, great stuff. We all would, wouldn't you? Yeah, you'd be rolling out of it. You'd be rolling. Actually, at the end, you might actually be sleepwalking out of it. But anyway, so we're all on a roll. So what kind of expressions, when you're feeling good, I want you to shout these out now. Help me along here. So shout them out and write them out. What kind of expressions, when you're feeling good, when you're feeling confident, what kind of expression would you be saying?
You're terrific.
Feel perfect.
Terrific.
Terrific, sorry. Any? Buzzing. Wonderful.
Motivated.
Alive. Shout them out, please, because I'm a little bit on the deaf side as well.
Motivated.
Motivated. Excellent. Write all these down. What I want you to do, so when you leave here, you look at that. I'll tell you now, you'll remember 100% of what I'm teaching you here today. Obviously, for anybody watching live, you're going to, I think, Martin, I'm in the trance here. Martin's going to, for those of you, he's going to put the manual on there for anybody who wants to go through it again, and that's okay too. So you get the difference with that when you're on. So you'll be feeling powerful, you'll be feeling strong, you'll be feeling confident, you'll be feeling motivated, you might be feeling in love, you might be feeling that love inside, and feeling on top of the world. Raise your hand who's felt like that. Yeah, we all have, haven't we? Keep your hand up if you'd like to continue to feel like that more often. Yeah, we all will, wouldn't we? Okay, so underneath that, you'll see a sentence which starts off at every moment. I want you to fill this in, and I'll repeat this a few times. At every moment, I am sending out a vibe. I'm going to shorten it for you, a vibe, a sort of vibration. So every moment, I'm sending out a vibe. And the law of attraction, and you can put LOA if you want, just to shorten it for speed. The LOA is responding by giving me more of the same, whether negative or positive. At every moment, I am sending out a vibe or a vibration, and the law of attraction is responding by giving me more of the same, whether negative or positive. Everybody got that?
Yeah.
Okay. What I'd like you to do now is just imagine I've got 5 boxes in front of me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boxes. Now I'm stood in front of this first box. I'd like to imagine I've got a dictionary. I'll shake the dictionary and all the words are going to drop into this box. So I've now got a box of, I'll start again. I've got a dictionary. I've got all day. I've got a dictionary and a shake. I want everybody to get involved with it. Shake the dictionary and all the words are going to fall into the box. So it sounds quite obvious, but so we've now got a box of words. That's right. So I reach into that box of words and I pull out those words and I string together those words. And those strung together words, whether they're negative or positive, remember, cause me to have some head work. Yeah, thoughts. Has everybody got that?
Yeah.
So now I've got a box of. Help me along here, just shout out, the more you get involved, the more you're going to get from it. So I've got a box of
Thoughts.
So I reach into that box of thoughts and I pull out those thoughts, whether they're negative or positive, okay? Hold on to those thoughts for a little longer. Now, those, for the NLP and all, the thoughts create the pictures and the pictures create the feelings. But anyway, we're going to talk about the thoughts. So hold on to those thoughts. It causes me to send out, and it's the V word, what law of attraction is all about, a vibe. It causes me to send out vibes. So now I've got a box of vibes, either negative or positive. Okay, so let's hold it there. Is it possible, now knowing what you know, whether you're involved with therapy or whatever, is it possible that just by the use of words, you could lower the vibration in a room?
Yes.
Is it also possible that you could raise the vibration? Are you feeling slightly more lifted when you came in? That will grow as we move through the session. Okay, so when we talk about the secret, this is this area here, which, ask, believe, and receive. That's the general thing with it. And there's different takes on it. Okay, when you get the words, when you're speaking them to yourself, maybe hearing them outside, you get the pictures going. Contemplation it's said spiritually, is the highest form of action. But the big mistake that people make with the secret is they think that all they've got to do is sit there and do nothing. Okay. Now, let's put it into context. Let's move to the next block. So we've got the vibration going, and what you're looking to do to get to there is get the inspired vibration. Okay, we get that vibration moved up, and then we move to the next box, which is the A word, and it's the doing word. What is it?
Action.
Sorry? Action, yeah. So now we've got a box of action. Just think about it this way. What I said to you about the secret now, it talks about just sitting there and actually doing nothing, and it's going to come now. That can happen. I know people who just seem to go through life. Does anybody know anybody? Raise your hand if you know somebody whose life just seems to unfold. Yeah, we all do, don't we? For most of us, that's okay. For most of us, you've got to do something. So think about it in the context of here today. If Martin had just sat and thought, I'd love a nice therapy centre just to appear. It's going to come to me. Would it come? Yes or no? No, it wouldn't. What did he have to do? And I don't know the detail, but he has a vision, he has a thought, he speaks to himself. Yeah, he's took action. Here's the simplest way to look at it. Get in your car if you've got sat nav, most cars have. When you dial in the address where you're going, when does it start to work?
When you move.
When you move, yeah. And then what happens is when you move and you're going, like I swim to my car, it's always taking me in the wrong direction. You've got to really get specific with it. But it corrects you as you go in and you take a circle, turn, circle it. Well, that's really what your own internal guidance system is doing for you. And what happens is we override that and we suppress, hence the reason, therapy, coaching, whatever, to bring you back to level, bring you back to balance. So we now take the action. Now we take the action and it gives us, and it's what we're all in this job for, and what we're all here for, to change our, and it's the R word.
Yeah.
To change, it does that, yeah. The R word. What would you like to change?
Responses.
I'll give it to you. Results. Okay, so there's results. And now you've got a box of results. Now bear in mind from where we started, we know that the words, okay, created the thoughts created the vibe created the action caused us to get results. Name me 3 areas, just typical areas, there's subtext to this as well, but 3 areas where you might want to change your life. Not where you specifically, but where a person, let me put it that way, might want to change their life. Give me 3 areas. Career. Life.
Money.
Yeah. One big, one missing.
Relationship.
Well, that's another one. Relationships. Yeah, and
Health.
health. Right. Now, the hierarchy, seemingly, I didn't create this statistic, is that money comes to, it's no surprise, money comes to the top of the pile. Okay. It's a fact of life. Money is just energy. Which is, the problem is we've got the relationship that we have with it has been distorted. So it comes money, relationship, and then health and fitness. And there are lots of other sub areas of that as well that come into it live and whatever, different things. But so if you think about it that way, where the possibility of changing that, that if you want to change the results you're going to get in your life, you have to change the A word. Action. Shout it out for those of you, because I'm a little bit there. If you want to change the action, you have to change the V word.
Vibes.
You have to change the vibe. If you want to change the vibration, you have to change the. And if you want to change the thoughts, you have to change the words. If you look at your manual now, I'm not sure which side of the page, it might be a turnover page. Is everybody, I will go back and fill the boxes in, okay, with you. I'll tell you what we'll do before we get to that. We'll go through that again. On that box, on the way in, I want you to write the first box is words. You can write that in because I want you to take this away with you so as you can look at this and it will make sense to you straight away. First box is words. The second box is thoughts. For those of you who not got it, the third box is vibration. Fourth box is action, and the fifth box is results. Everybody got that? Okay. So let me just start again then. Has everybody got that? Yeah. If you've not got anything, please feel free to come to me or email, whatever. I'll do my best to help. So if we want to change the results, I want everybody on this. When everybody change the results, we have to change the A word. Everybody action. Want to change the action? We have to change the. Want to change the vibe? We have to change the. Want to change the thoughts? Want to change the thoughts? We have to change the words. There are 5 words which we use in this language at least 100 times before lunchtime, and these words can really cause us problems when we're talking about things that we're passionate about, our goals, our desires, something that we love. These 5 words can screw us over. Okay. So if I say to you, write these down, now repeat these after me in the 5 boxes. Don't. Write it down and repeat it first. Don't. Do that one again, everybody. Don't. Not. No. I know. But. And try. And try. Now, I'm sure there's people in this room that the therapy that are familiar with these if you've done any kind of NLP. All right. And there's other distinction of it, won't, can't, but these are the things. These are the ones I want you to focus on. So if I say to you, give you an example. If I say to you, don't think of the Eiffel Tower, don't think of a snow-capped mountain, and don't think of the Statue of Liberty, I know that you couldn't not think of that. Is that correct? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah. See, so the mind doesn't process negation. So basically, that thing that you don't want to see, it sees. So I say, don't slam the door. What would you say back to me? What would be the reframe on that, or how would you correct it? I think
slamming the door.
Well, let me tell you. Right, I'll give you a few examples, and then you can make a note of this. So, don't slam the door. Don't forget to pick the kids up. Don't park that car there. I'm not blaming you. Well, who are you blaming? Okay. Don't worry. Well, I wasn't worrying until you mentioned it. Okay. You get the idea. Prince Andrew said that he was in a scandal a while back with some young lady, and he said it had nothing to do with him. So what we're focusing on when we say it has nothing to do with him, we bring in, does everybody get this yesterday? We're bringing the attention. This is the power of words, simple words that we use, okay, every day. But is the mind's eraser. Okay, so, you might go for a job interview. You go for the second interview and say you did a fantastic job, the way you come over, you presented yourself, you came over well, you did the written test fantastically, but we're not going to give you the job. Oh, who's ever been what do they call it? Dumped. Raise your hand if you've ever been dumped in your life. Yeah, several times. I'm not going to be you, I'm talking about me. When you've been dumped and you say, look, it's not you focusing on, it brings the attention back to you. Do you get that, where I'm coming from? We've had a great time, we've had some lovely days, you're a nice man or you're a nice woman, but I can't see you again. Do you get the gist of it? Okay. What about try? Where does that come up? Has anybody ever said, look, I'll try to be on time? Yeah. I'm going to try. I saw a post, you see it all around. I'm going to try to lose weight. I'm going to try to stop smoking. I'm going to try to get rid of that pain myself. Trying is reserved for the rugby pitch. Okay. That's what it's reserved for. Trying generally results in failure. Does that kind of make sense for everybody? Who's got a dog? Raise your hand if you've got a dog. Try telling your dog that you're not taking it for a walk and the tail starts wagging and you're like this. You get that? So dial in the internet search engines, no football, no sex, no cricket. Anybody tell me what comes up? No football, no football, no sex, no cricket. What comes up?
Sex, cricket, and football.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. That's a good one. So think about it this way: if a pet doesn't understand the word "don't not know" and "but" and "try," and the internet search engines don't recognise it, that thing that you said you didn't want, you get to the end of the week because the unconscious mind, the conscious mind doesn't say it. Just that thing that you didn't want turns up at the end of the week. You still that words not necessarily like I'm going to use, but that's exactly what I didn't want. Who's had that? Raise your hand if you've experienced that. We've all experienced it, haven't we? That's the power of words. Okay, so on the bottom of your page, you'll see a button. It should be red. You're on that page, yeah? It should be red. Yeah, where you go? I don't know the rest of the pages. Okay. Okay, so I want you to write in there the word reset. Reset. Can anybody tell me what happens when you press the reset button? Everything goes back to normal. How cool is that? So I'm going to, not now, but in a few moments, I'm going to give you a reset tool that you can use to reset your vibe. Say yes if you like the idea of that.
Yes.
Yeah, excellent. Okay, so you've learned today, as I said to you, you've learned that the power of the words. Okay, so what I want you to do now, when you catch yourself using those words, don't turn the path. What page are you on there? Let's have a look. You're on the opposite side. Yeah. When you catch yourself using those words, don't, not, no, but, or try. The reset sentences, if you look at your page, it's so, if you look at it, look it down, what do I want? That's a question you've just got to ask yourself. It's simple, but it's what's missed. So write that down. So what do I want? So what do I want? And underneath that, because when the words change, the vibration changes. When the words change, the vibration changes. Okay? And I can only hold or send one vibration at a time. Has everybody got that down? I can only hold or send one vibe at a time. Okay. On the bottom of your page, I'd like to draw a circle the size of a golf ball, if you would. I like to put, write the words in, don't, not, no, but, or try. Don't, not, no, but, or try. Don't, not, no, but, or try. I want you to draw 2 lines right through it, like a no entry. Draw 2 lines through that. And now what I want you to do, just for a moment, we're going to do some closed eye stuff in a bit, but I want you to do, just close your eyes for a moment, just for a few seconds. I want you to ask your unconscious and conscious mind to let you know, when you catch yourself using these words, you might hear a voice in your head, get a picture, or get a gut feeling. And when you do catch yourself using these words, don't, not, no, but, or try, the reset sentence, I want you to imagine it's burnt into your brain from this day forward. Is so what do I want? So what do I want? And when you're ready, you can just open your eyes. So you'll see, I'm not going to give these out to each part of the workshop, but you see that card there. This is when I do the workshop. It says on it, so what do I want? And on the back of that, it's stapled to there. Is a word process that we do. Basically, that's your goal, whatever it is you're looking for. So I get people to focus on one area. So often in life, we say, oh, you've got to focus on this. And we have got, the balancing plates. Remember, like the circus performer where they've got all the plates going. People tend to, like if they focus just on money, if you look at the plates, they're just focused on money and maybe go to, but they forget everything else. The other plates start to go, don't they? Eventually fall and smash and they affect the others. But what happens is if you could be very successful in your life financially, you could have a great marriage, you could have a great relationship, but actually be struggling with your health. If you're struggling with your health, sooner or later, the likelihood is that's going to, what we call, seep into the other areas. Or you could say, you could have great health, great relationships, but you lose your job. We've seen it. We all know somebody. And, I'm sure a few of us in the room have been in that situation in one way, shape or form, where something goes wrong, something collapses, and boom. And what happens is the best will in the world, it starts to affect the relationship, or you start to, put weight on or something, or start to smoke. And some people in extreme cases go to other substances like drugs. Okay. So this is about is creating a balance. So what I'm going to do now, you can keep your manners if you want, but I want to, as a trainer, I want to make sure, it's my job to make sure that you've got this information, that you understand it. And then I'm going to move on to the next part. I'm just looking at time. We're still good for time. Okay, so I'm just going to do a recap. Okay, so I want you to focus now. Okay, so the law of attraction is all about, it's all about vibes. Okay, so in the vibrational world, how many vibes are there? Two. There's a negative and a vibe is simply a mood or a, when do we experience a mood or a feeling? That's right. Right now, we're all experiencing sending off a consistent vibration. And the law of attraction is peaking in that vibration and giving us more of the same. Because the law of attraction has a job description that's 2 words. What is it? What does it do? Match. What's the other word? Yeah, match vibration. That's right. Oh, it's fine. Just shout out. Okay, don't matter whether you're right or wrong. It's not one of those things. I want you to get it. You see. So law of attraction has a job description. This job description is 2 words. What are they? Match vibration. That's right. Sees vibration, sense of vibration. You know that score. Matches it and gives you more of the same. So you've also learned today that if you want to change the results you get in your life, okay, you have to change the. Everybody, the action. If you want to change the action, you have to change the. If you want to change the vibe, you have to change the. If you want to change the thoughts, you have to change the. There are 5 words which you use in English language at least 100 times before lunchtime, and these can really cause us problems when we're talking about our passions, our desires, things that we love. The 5 words are. Try it. Excellent. When we catch ourselves using those words, what's the reset sentence? So, what do I want? So, because when the words change, what changes? The vibe. How many vibrations can we send out any one time? 2. 1. Yeah, mixed vibe. We've got to be quick. Well, think about it this way. When you're talking about a vibe, people say, yeah, you were in between. Tighten your hand. Just now, put it out, give you an example of it. Analogy across, right? So tighten your hand. Now hold that as tight as you can, as tight as you can, as tight as you can. But I want you to keep it tight, but at the same time, I want you to relax it. Is it possible? No. So you're either doing one or the other. So the thing is subtle. When we talk about the vibrational scale, 1 to 50, obviously there's different levels of a negative vibe and there's different levels of a positive vibe. If you look at the above the line we went through the sequence, people that are up the 90s and the 100s, what you're looking to do is tune into 97.5 FM or whatever it is. You see, the thing is, we are human beings, we're transmitters. We know this now. This isn't woo-woo. This is fact. This is science. That literally we are transmitters and we're also receivers. The problem is we think sometimes we're tuning into smooth FM when in actual fact on a subconscious level, below the surface, we're actually tuning in to Rock FM. And we're wondering why Rock FM is, results are coming into our life. But people say to me, well, hey, Colin, how can I tell what vibe I'm sending out financially? I said, just check your bank account, have a look in your wallet. What about relationships? How's that doing for you? Health and fitness. When you actually check back at it, you know, you can tell yourself, and then it's up to you to do something about it. Does that kind of make sense? So what I'd like to do now, as part of, depending which workshop I'm doing, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about the workshop at the end, if that's okay. But I want to introduce you to what I call the attraction zone. Is anybody in the room who's familiar with Ericksonian hypnosis? Anybody? I know you will have been. Yeah. So you what Milton Erickson used to call the garage, right? Some people call it different things. You know, it's called a special place, a sanctuary, whatever. Well, this is I call this the attraction zone. Okay, so this is a room. It's a metaphor. Okay, it's a room where you go and all the resources that you'll ever need are there. Basically, it's a metaphor for your unconscious mind. Now, I'm going to ask you to see something. Some of you might say, well, you know what, Colin did that, and I can't see anything. What I'll say to you, is anybody in the room who thinks you can't visualise? Just raise your hand if you think you can't visualise. Think you can't visualise, right. So let me just ask you a question. What's the colour of your front door?
White.
White, okay. Walk through your front door. Can you actually picture, is it a corridor? Is it straight up steps or? Right, so I want you to now walk into the kitchen. Can you, yeah?
Yeah.
You see that, can you? Yeah? Yeah, so you can visualise, that's what I'm saying. So don't, you know, if you think, oh God, I'm not getting this, your unconscious mind picks up on this and it'll play with it how it does. The only basic things I ask people to see are a bed, a multiplex screen, and a chair. Over time, when you practice this more and more, you'd just be amazed on how much you literally your vision opens up. There's all sorts of things, you know, limited beliefs, shredders, showers for getting rid of negatives. Your mind will conjure up lots of different things, metaphoric, because it works in symbols. Okay, so I'm going to take you. I'm just going to give you an overview of the typical, like what I call my business life success workshop. So how it starts is we start off. We basically get you to work on what I call my old story. Now, stories have been around forever. They're nothing new. For those of you who are old pain practitioners, you know, they still get the story. It's what all therapists do for a job. They come in, people come in and you listen to where the story is to a certain degree and go, I've heard enough. What we do here, we get you to actually write down and go into real detail, really get into the negative and be honest. The more honest you are with that negative story, the better the results you're going to get at the end. So we've got the story. We then come to what I call the foundational 5. And in the foundational 5, there's 5 tools for removing negativity, for removing phobias, fears, this is stuff, this personal development stuff. You don't have to be a therapist to do this, okay? This is stuff that anybody and everybody can use. Now, the first part, which I'm going to take you through shortly, is the attraction zone, which is, you know, for any of you've been in the hypnosis world, you know there's a lot of stuff out there now that, you know, is this trance, is this hypnosis, and we're going to this level and that level. My take on that is forget it, right? What works for you works for you. It's important, you know, oh, it's this depth and it's that depth, one thing and another. It depends what kind of work you're doing. As you know, for anybody that's done all pain to go, even though you go into a kind of a trance, you don't need trance. Look at NLP, for instance. You know what I mean? It's the same type of thing. You don't need to go in there. So this is the attraction zone. There's 5. That's one of 5 tools. I'm going to use 2 with you. Okay. They when I do the workshop, they're taught over a few days. So you're going in and out of relaxation trance. So you'll come out of there where you can use self hypnosis, and you say, if you want to call it that, if you don't want to call it that, meditate, whatever you want to call it, it's up to you. So when we've done that, then move on to what we call the 3-step process. And this is what kind of made the secret a little bit, you know, ask, believe, and receive. In this, what we do, work out what you want. Who's heard of Bob Proctor? Anybody?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was one of the people out of the secret. Okay, so what he said was, in this world, you can practically have anything and everything you want. The only thing is, most people don't know what they want. I think we're probably all a little bit guilty of that ourselves. In a certain area, you know, you can't make your mind up, whatever. It might be just closed. But when it comes to your life, it has a massive impact. So work out what you want. Once you work out what you want, we take you through another process, which is to give that goal, let's call it a goal, energy, attention, and focus, to give it energy. And we use affirmations. So if you're into affirmation, I'll show you a new slant on that, which will I'm going to do some of it today to change things for you. So we know what we want, we're giving it energy, attention and focus, but for some reason it's not coming. Have you noticed I've got my goals, I've got them clear, I look at them every day, I'm giving it energy, attention and focus, it's not coming. Can anybody tell me why they think they're not coming? It's because you don't have the belief, and this is what we call, who's ever heard of the saying allowing? We're all kind of familiar, you've had it as kids, mate. Just, allow a little bit more time, allowing is the absence of doubt. The absence of doubt. So when you've got no doubt, you've got like ability. We'll take you through a process with that, which is amazing. Which I'll show you how to literally get your belief in line. Bear in mind, we're going to be clearing stuff as we're going along through the 2 days. Okay. Once we've done that, then we thread the goals through into the final part, which is my story and what my new story and why I want what I want. Okay, so when you focus on that and you get your imagination run wild, it's in a workshop and goes crazy with it. And if you want to go home then again and rephrase it and tune it and fine tune it, you can do. When you focus on the why, the bigger the why, the easier the how. Who's heard of that saying? Anybody? Well, that's if you didn't, that's a fact. Okay, so that's really what the workshop is about. So what I'd like you to do now is put your manuals down, and I'm going to take you into what I call the attraction zone. I want you to rest your hands on your legs, put your feet flat on the floor. Okay, and I want you to think about something. Rather than thinking, if you want to get over something, that's fine. But think about something that you've been putting off, maybe you want to achieve. It don't have to be right now, but something maybe in the future, or maybe something even in the near future, whatever. Just hold that thought. See it as a kind of a goal. Okay, so I want you to close your eyes. I'd like you to keep your eyes closed until I actually ask you to open them. Okay, and what I want you to do is take full responsibility for keeping a safe and steady position on the chair where you were sat. And in fact, I want you to associate with the chair where you sat a sense of safety and security. Remember a time when you felt safe, and remember a time when you felt secure. And I want you to focus that into the chair where you sat here now, comfortably. And if in the unlikely event anything should come up, any issues come up, I want you to just think of the chair, put your mind back in the chair, and know that you are safe, know that you're secure, and know that you're in good hands. Now, what I'd like to do, I'm going to ask you to mentally repeat this 3 times. I want you to repeat to yourself, I'm in the process of attracting all that I need to do, know, or have to attract my ideal, and think about your goal. If you don't repeat it, that's okay, because my words will become your words and your words will go to your subconscious mind. Again, I'm in the process of attracting all that I need to do, know, or have to attract my ideal. Think about your goal. And once more, I'm in the process of attracting all that I need to do, know, or have to attract my ideal. And now just think about your goal. Now, as you sit here comfortably, just become aware of your breathing. And I want you to become aware of the navel. And become aware of the navel. Notice as you breathe in, the navel rises. As you breathe out, the navel falls. We're starting right now. Every word I speak, every sound you hear inside or out, will make it easier for you to listen to only the sound of my voice and follow my instructions and suggestions even easier. Everything you feel inside and out will make it easier for you to listen to only the sound of my voice and follow my instructions and suggestions even easier. Nothing I say or do will disturb or distract you in any way, shape or form. Your mind in ways that far outweigh those ways from the past held you back in the past, because all there is now is the present, here and now, with an eye for the future. Is in your hands, is it not? As you go deeper and deeper. In fact, each and every time you hear me use the words deeper, easier, effortlessly, naturally, and now, you'll go 100 times deeper. Now, I'd like to imagine, at the beginning of a corridor, and this corridor goes down to the right side for a change that's right for you. And I don't know what your unconscious mind has in store for you, and it really doesn't matter as you become to trust it more and more each and every day and in every way. As you make your way down this corridor, you see at the bottom there's a door. Above this door is a neon light with the words, the attraction zone. This is a place where all those resources are nestled deep at your unconscious level. Each and every individual in this room will have different resources there, and that's okay too. You're an individual, you're unique. I'm going to count from 10 all the way down to 0. As I get to 0, you'll go through the door, pass through the door, into the attraction zone. The closer you get, the better it feels, the closer you get. And just trust in yourself to just go with the flow. I'm going to start now counting from 10. As you get ready to relax and let go again. 9, feeling fine in every way, shape and form. 8, because it's never too late to close the gate on the past, bringing forward only those resources, beliefs, behaviours and values that are useful for you in the present, with a vision for the future is in your hands, is it not? 7, imagine drifting and dreaming in your own kind of heaven, and what heaven feels like to you. 6, perhaps here today, or maybe when you leave here today, over the next couple of days, ready to make a fix that's right for you, and only when it's right for you. 5, fully appreciating how good it feels to be alive. Getting closer and closer to that door. See that sign, notice it there now. Perhaps become aware of the texture beneath your feet. Feel a sense of deep relaxation all over the body. 4, more and more, wanting, expecting these feelings of feeling good for no good reason at all. 3, almost there. You begin to see the sense it makes to just go with the flow and sow those seeds of success deep in your unconscious so they can blossom and grow and work for you every day in every way. 2, and it's all up to you and down to you to take full accountability for any changes you should wish to make. 1, taking full responsibility for these changes. You're almost there. I want to imagine now just opening the door. As you open the door, walk through 0. Whoosh. Feel wave after wave after wave of relaxation, calmness and comfort wash all over the body, mind, spirit and soul. I want you to look around in this room now. Just look around in this room. I want you to notice or imagine there's a comfy bed. And there's a chair with your name written on the back and the words director. And in front of that chair, there's a big multiplex screen. So whether you rest on the bed or on the chair, I want you to just make yourself comfortable. You have the remote controls there. You can use your mind or physical controls. But I want you to just rest and go deeper and deeper. And I want you to imagine, just imagine pouring in through the top of your head. There's a golden orange liquid. This golden orange liquid, it's been called many different things. In this instance, it's called the universal solvent. I want you to imagine it now pouring in through the top of your head, filling your body from the head, feeling it dropping down in through the shoulders, through the chest, all the way through the navel, filling the body, the legs. Now this is no ordinary solvent. This solvent attracts any negativity, any limiting thoughts, beliefs, habits or behaviours that are running on an unconscious level and a conscious level, but more importantly, on an unconscious level. Because just like a magnet attracts metal, a dry sponge soaks up water, or blotting paper soaks up ink, I want you to just imagine now as you rest comfortably here for this next few moments. This is sizzling away, breaking down. You don't need to know consciously. Just imagine and allow your unconscious mind to do its work in this comfortable, calm place. Imagine it now just sizzling away, sizzling away. That's right. While that part of your mind is there sizzling away, I want you to allow another part of your mind to either float or walk out of that you sat or lay there. I want you to imagine looking at that screen and I want you to see there's a pathway there. This pathway leads down into a secret garden. A secret garden, a garden of change. I I want you to imagine just walking down this pathway now, or floating, whichever's right for you. And just take in the scenes of nature, maybe the scent of the meadow, maybe a cool summer breeze. As you get closer to this garden, it's a semicircular garden. I want you to walk in. This is a place where all the wise masters, male and female, congregate daily to meditate, to work on their future. I want you to sit down now. As you sit down, imagine there's this wise old man. He's wearing a hood over his face and a black robe. I want you to ask him the question. Just tell him what it is that you want, or what you'd like to maybe resolve. And what he does is write it down on a parchment paper and turns it into a scroll and wraps a golden piece of string around it, passes it to you. It's not important that you consciously know what's written on this, because your unconscious will let you know when it's right for you to open this. The messages are there for you. I want you to thank the wise old man and imagine walking back up that pathway. As you walk back up that pathway, feeling good about yourself, feeling like you're lighter. Maybe you've let go of some pain, let go of some hurt, let go of some stress. Make your way back now into the attraction zone. And what I want you to do is just see that you sat or lay there. And I want you to imagine in your hands and your feet, there are taps. I want you to open those taps, and I want you to imagine that universal solvent draining out through the bottoms of your feet, back into Mother Earth. Or maybe back in the pool in front of you. Just imagine it draining away. As it drains away, it takes all the things you consciously know about that you want to get rid of, and the things you unconsciously want to know about, get rid of. Just imagine it's taking that away. This is an exercise that you can practice on a daily basis to clear any negativity that might build up through the day. And now I want you to just imagine just closing those taps off. And I want you to float or walk back into that you. Sat there and lay there. And now imagine pouring in through the top of your head. I want you to imagine your favourite colour. Imagine this liquid, this favourite colour, or this energy, whatever's right for you, filling the body. Imagine it pouring in. That's right, this energizing, charging colour that's right for you. Because from this day forward, each and every time you think about or see this colour, whether consciously or unconsciously, your desire and determination to succeed in this area, and in fact in any area of your life, can and will grow stronger and stronger each and every day and in every way. That's right. Now I want you to make your way out. Make your way out of the attraction zone. Know that you can go back here anytime you should choose. Open the door. I'm going to count you back from 1 to 10. And when I get to 10, and only when I get to 10, I want you to come back feeling absolutely amazing, feeling charged, feeling like you've had 8 hours sleep or an all-over-body massage, feeling good about yourself, feeling absolutely amazing, feeling bright-eyed, bushy-brained. 1. Because you are the one fully responsible for all these changes. 2. It's all up to you and down to you to take full accountability for these changes that you should wish to make. 3. You begin to see that person you want to be, that person you can be, and in fact, that person that you already are. As you allow that real you to blossom, just like a flower in springtime, you'll be amazed, you'll be surprised and delighted as you allow that natural magnificence to flow forth more and more each and every day and in every way. That's right. It's just like a tree pushes its roots into the ground and its branches out. You get ready in your mind's eye to branch out in ways that fully delight you. Because from this day forward, there's always 3 new ways to overcome a challenge, always 3 new perspectives, always 3 new ways of looking at things differently. 4, more and more wanting, expecting. You've practiced the skills, you're doing the drills, and it's all for you now. 5, getting ready to come back to an outer directed awareness, feeling so good to be alive. And maybe as a smile appears inside before appearing outside, it lets you know change is on its way for you. Change that's positive and works for you and surprises you. 6, all relaxation leaving the body. 7, Imagine energy flooding in through every nook and cranny, every fibre, every tissue, every part of the body, every chakra bursting. That's right, with energy. 8. That's right, when the unconscious mind has decided to integrate the learnings from this session, and the conscious mind agrees to assist, you can, that's right, take a deep breath in. Breathe in, imagine breathing in that mountain fresh air. That's right, you may want to stretch your arm, don't punch anybody at the side of you. 9, the head is clear, the throat is clear, the chest is clear, the stomach is clear, the legs are clear, the body and mind, spirit are clear from head to toe. And 10, when you're ready, eyes open, come back feeling good about yourself. Everybody back in the room? All back? So get you to what's the name now? We'll not do it just now, but yeah, okay. So I said I'd talk to you about the workshop. It's on the back. It's a 2-day workshop on the 3rd and 4th of February. It's this stuff and obviously more, a lot more. I want to leave you with some words from some poetic metaphor from the book, which is called Life is What You Make It. So, at the beginning of time, a long, long time ago, man and woman was first created, but they did not know. They did not know failure. They only knew success. Nothing like some modern day men and women whose heads can be full of stress. You see, experience is just a result and only a reflection of you. So ignore any insults and do the best that you can do. Day-to-day experience teaches us all about change. It's your responsibility, ladies and gentlemen, so learn to rearrange. Learn to rearrange those vibrations, perspectives in whatever it is that you do. Then when change arrives, it will be a friend to you. Some people I know resist and hold on to the past. Their comfort zone is so painful, but bless them all alas, for they cannot see that life grows and expands. The key to all of this, ladies and gentlemen, rests in your very own hands. You've got to keep on moving with the winds of change. Never ever become static. Remember to rearrange. Be the best that you can be, whether you move, stand or sit. And always remember, life is what you make it. 5 words, I want you to repeat these back to me that summarise this seminar today. I. Everybody. Get. What. I. Vibrate. Great stuff. Thank you. Thank you for joining us.